Hey guys, Chelsea here from Making Manzanita. In today's video, we're going to teach you how to shiplap your ceiling. Now this is the ceiling in our office, which we're currently doing a makeover in, and we decided to give it a little update. You can see here that the texture is pretty harsh. It's a lot different than the rest of our house too, so we figured it was a perfect time to update it. So for this tutorial, we're actually using pre-made primed shiplap, which you can buy at Home Depot. We bought some 16-foot pieces. In the past, with other shiplap tutorials, we've actually made our own shiplap. So I'll link to both of those below if you want to check those out. But for this one, we used the pre-made shiplap and it worked great. So you want to start by removing everything from your ceiling, like your lights or vents like we did there. And before you start throwing the shiplap up on the ceiling, you want to find the ceiling joists. You can do this with a stud finder, and you can just trace a line along the ceiling where the joists are. You want to be sure you're nailing into the joist. You can see we actually did not do that step because in the process of installing those recessed lights, we found that we had full sheets of plywood above our drywall there. So you can see our whole ceiling is nailing right into wood, so we didn't need to worry about that. If you find that your ceiling joists are running the same direction as your shiplap, you want to be sure to add some rails onto the ceiling, some wood pieces like furring strips before you start attaching, and you'll just nail directly into those. Now when you nail it in, you want to hold your nail gun at a 45-degree angle to put in the nails. So when you come to a light or anything in the ceiling that you need to go around, what we're doing here is, I don't actually know what you're doing. Why don't you explain?
I'm just winging it.
Yeah, but you're covering it up first and then marking where you need to cut?
Yeah, I'm just making a mark where I need to cut, and I'm just going to eyeball it.
And how are you cutting that out?
You can measure it with the hole saw.
With the hole saw. Okay.
Where is it? It's over there on the ground.
Okay, I'll show you guys that tool here in a second. So that's how we're doing the circular lights. And then if you have like a ceiling vent like we did over there, you would use, what did you use to cut that out?
Use a multi-tool.
A multi-tool, okay. So, pretty simple. Oh, here we go. So, that's a multi-tool. Oh, you were shaking it. Right here. So it's got this little blade on the end that you would cut it with. And then that's the hole saw. It makes a circle.
Yep.
So that's what we also use to like cut out the recessed lights in the actual drywall. And this little thing is great because it catches all the dust and everything.
Yeah.
Now after you get all the shiplap on, it's time to caulk the edges. So we used DAP Alex Flex caulk, and we applied it in a small bead along the edge of the room in the corner, and then smooth it out with your finger as shown here. And if you find that the caulk is sticking to your finger, you can be sure to get it wet with like a rag first, or you can just try like a warm bowl of water to dip your finger in. For the nail holes, you can use spackling and a putty knife to just fill all the nail holes, and then be sure to sand it well before moving on to paint. For all of our ceilings, we always use Behr's ceiling flat white paint. So we just rolled that on. I think we did about 2 coats, and it turned out great. If you find that the paint is getting in between the planks of shiplap, you can just run like a screwdriver or something on the edges like we did there, just to get those drips of paint. I absolutely love how our shiplap ceiling turned out. I think it made a huge improvement in this room. It made it feel lighter and brighter, and it gave a little interest to the ceiling, and it kind of brings your eye up, and now it's a feature. I love that we were able to cover up the horrible texture that we had in here before. This is a great idea if you're also dealing with popcorn ceilings and you want to cover them up. Our supplies for this ran about $500 in supplies. That's about how much the pre-made shiplap was. So I think it's a great update for not that expensive. If you liked this video and this tutorial, be sure to subscribe below, comment, and let us know what you liked about it. And check out our blog. We share so many DIY tutorials over there. It's makingmanzanita.com. We will see you next time. Have a great day.